All right, we're here today looking at Direct Experience by Wess Meets West, a band I am in. And I have not looked at this session since 2017, probably in August. Looks like August when we finished it. Let's take a look around, and I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by a few things. So this is kind of the A section when the band comes in. Nice. So I am doing some analog summing. You'll notice all my outputs are going to Pro Tools outputs here. It's only showing one of the interfaces, but that's fine. I'm just using those outputs. And so I'm running the Pro Tools outputs into the Fulcrum, and then using the Neve 1073 to gain it back up, and then running it into the Chandler germanium compressor. And I'll show you that in a little bit. So if you notice, I got drums going out to 3 and 4, then 5 and 6, and so on. And then we bring it back in on this track here, and then it goes through some more plugins, and then we print that. And then right now I'm just going to monitor through that. And we do have the original final mix here we can compare to later. And this was mixed by myself and Andy Porta. Andy's the drummer of the band and an amazing engineer as well, and it was mastered by Ed Brooks. So here we go, looking at we'll start with the 2-bus just because why not. Let's just make sure. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So yeah, it looked like at the time I was using this linear phase. I don't use this too much anymore. We're cutting below 32. I don't use this at all anymore either. Little console emulation set to a Neve setting. I don't use this either anymore. I use the Phoenix now, but I like this. It's a nice tape machine slate. I still use this. This is great. Nothing though. No EQ. I like that though. It does a lot of width. It's nice. And then we're using a little bit of the clariphonic, a little bit of that, and a little bit of the Shadow Hills on the steel. Let's see what this is. So yeah, it's just hitting a little bit. And then you can see I usually keep a meter on the master just to make sure we're not getting too crazy here. Here, I'll turn off the 2-bus here. Okay, I'm gonna add them in one by one. Nice. See, it adds gain. It just adds gain and kind of width. It's nice. Let's see what that sounds like on this section here. Adding some gain there, some compression. It's nice. So that's the 2-bus. I'll close this. I guess we'll just look at kind of session organization first. There is a long kind of ambient intro. So it starts here, and then there's some tempo changes along the way. 116, 18, 120, 122, 124, and then a bunch more here throughout the song. And then we have a kick, a trigger, a snare, a trigger of the snare. The toms are edited, so we edited the toms, so they're just going to play when they play. And a hi-hat mic, we have an overheads, we have a PZM, the Bach in the room. We have 2 more rooms. We did a whole nother video on all the placement and all the mics, so we can take a look at that if you're interested in the placement. And we have the drums. The drums are going to a bunch of parallel auxes here. And some percussion, tambourine, some extra cymbals. We have 3 bass tracks because, as I recall, we did a pre-pedal board and a post-pedal board, so that would be distortion and reverb and such. And then we did, because there was so many tempo changes, we let the plug-in delay do that. And then we start with Nick's guitars, a bunch of guitars, all guitars, ukulele. And we do my guitars, Sam guitars, and then we have Sam acoustic, and then we have some special effect stuff, and we have some keys. Justin played keys. Justin Crass played some keys here, and then we did. I played some keyboards too. I think Andy might have helped with those as well. And then we did some strings here, and then there's some vocals actually too. So why don't we start? We'll start in reverse order because that's always fun. You can get these tracks too online on the Cambridge website. Okay, so there's nothing on these, but I'm almost positive I'm almost positive Eric just called me. Eric Alfizi, bass player extraordinaire. I am almost positive. We didn't. I wonder if. I guess we didn't do anything to these. That seems odd. I guess we didn't tune these. I thought we would have tuned these. That's funny. They sound good. Little EQ, little compression. And then right into the verb, why not? I tell everyone not to do that, and then I'm going to go and do it. Again, this was a co-mix between me and Andy, so there's going to be things that both of us do a little differently. And then obviously this is from a few years ago, so we got different techniques now as well. So we got some cool vocals there. So that's easy. Now let's move on to the strings. The strings are easy too. It looks like, we just used East-West at the time. And looks like we automated a mute for some reason. Well, there are. Okay. So just a little EQ, not much. I think that's an update on the plugin to do that. I'm a big fan of this RC comp, as you see. Just kind of use it. Doesn't look like it's doing much there. Some reverb going over to the R verb. Nice. How much reverb? Just a very little bit. So that's just all East-West MIDI strings. Let's hear these. Wow, little, very MIDI. But at the time we liked it. I mean, it's a texture, you're not really hearing the strings on their own. We got a solo horn here. I don't even think. Wow. You can hear it. That's so funny. You can hear it. And then I'll come back to those. So we have a felt piano and then an East-West piano. I think it's the Steinberg D or B. So that's the felt. I believe that's the, it's the felt piano and the Spitfire felt piano. And then East-West piano. And then Justin has these beautiful leads here. Some Rhodes. I'll try to come in halfway. And we froze these, but there's some Echo Boy. So that's all some MIDI there. Just just making that B section kind of work nicely. And there's piano throughout the whole, just some basic chords, kind of. I do that a lot with my guitars, actually. I'll have a Rhodes or some kind of piano underneath the chords, just giving it that clean texture. And this is a cool drop. So there's this section of the song. So yeah, there's a big drop, and then we do this. It's kind of nice in cars and stuff that has some big impact. So that's just, I believe the Earthquake is from Storm Drums, and then Godzilla is from Storm Drums as well. And then I believe this is like an 808 tuned drop. Yeah, so there you go. It just adds like some drama to that craziness. And then we got an acoustic guitar. This is one of the last things we did on the record. It's really chill. Not sure you can even hear that in the stereo. I don't know what that's about. Oh, we might have done 2 mics. I don't have any recollection of that. I never use this either. Okay. It's so funny to go back to old sessions. It's like, wow. Good thing it's mine, and I can kind of sit here and be like, well, I really like the final product, but some of the stuff in there is really really funny to go back and hear what you want to lay down, you know.